Lord, Father of the universe.
Lord, Father of the universe.
Father of love.
Father of love.
Truth.
Peace.
Freedom. And justice.
justice.
Lord is my protector.
Lord is my protector.
My guide. And my salvation.
By night.
By night. And by day. Through his holy prophet. Through Ali. Amen. All we give honor and give. First I give praise to Allah.
First I give praise to Allah,
Great God of the universe.
great God of the universe.
I give honor to his holy and divine prophet.
I give honor to his holy and divine prophet,
Noble Ali.
noble Ali.
I give honor to forerunner to the prophet.
I give honor to the forerunner to the prophet,
Brother Marcus God.
Brother Marcus God.
I give honor to all true and divine prophets.
I give honor to all true and divine prophets, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, Confucius, etc.
I give honor to all past leaders of the Moore Science Temple of America.
I give honor to all past leaders of the Moore Science Temple of America,
Brother C. Kirkland Bay.
Brother C. Kirkland Bay,
Brother F. Nelson Bay.
Brother F. Nelson Bay,
Brother J. Blakely Bay.
Brother J. Blakely Bay.
I give honor to our past former Grand Sheik and moderator of the Moore Science Temple of America.
I give honor to our past Grand Sheik, moderator of the Moore Science Temple of America,
Brother Al-Avir.
Brother Al-Avir.
I give honor to our present Grand Sheik, who is the moderator.
I give honor to our present Grand Sheik, who is the moderator,
Brother R. Jones Bay.
Brother R. Jones Bay,
To his assistant.
and to his assistant,
Brother A. Hawkins Bay.
Brother A. Hopkins Bay.
I give honor to our Grand National Chairman of the Moore Science Temple of America.
I give honor to our Grand National Chairman of the Moore Science Temple of America,
Who is also the Grand Sheik here at Temple 71.
who is also the Grand Sheik here at Temple 71,
Brother Pete J. Seal.
Brother P.J. Seal.
I give honor to all national, state, and local officials of the Moore Science Temple of America.
I give honor to all national, state, and local officials of the Moore Science Temple of America.
I give honor to the Grand. I give honor to the Grand Governor of the District of Columbia.
I give honor to the Grand Governor of the District of Columbia,
And to his assistant,
and to his assistant,
Sister D. Jones Bay.
Sister G. Jones Bay.
I give honor to all auxiliaries of the Moore Science Temple of America.
I give honor to all auxiliaries of the Moore Science Temple of America.
I give honor to both our flags, the American flag, the flag of our birth,
I give honor to both our flags, the flag of our birth,
flag of our birth,
and the Morris flag, the flag of our descent.
and the Moorish flag, the flag of our descent.
I give honor to our holy and divine charter.
I give honor to our holy and divine charter.
I give honor to everything that the prophet worked for the uplifting of fallen humanity.
I give honor to everything that prophet wrote for uplifting of all humanity.
I give a special honor to each and every one of you who came out tonight.
Special honor to each and every one of you who came out to see me.
I give honor to man,
Give honor to man,
Islam.
Islam.
This time I'll read the Salvation of our God, Unity, the Lord, Son, Temple of America, Divine Constitution Dialogue. Act 1. Granted, the chairman of the Moore Science Temple of America is empowered to make law and enforce laws with the assistance of the prophet and the grand matter of the Moore Science Temple of America. Assisting Grand Sheik is to assist the Grand Sheik in all affairs if it is for development, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. And it's known before the members of the Moore Science Temple of America. Act 2. All meetings are to open closed, prompt, accord, and service and love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Friday is our holy day of rest. Because on Friday, the first man was formed in flesh, and on Friday, the first man departed out of flesh and ascended into the Father out of life. So that calls Friday is a holy day for all mouths all over the world. Act 3. Love, truth, peace, and justice must be proclaimed and practiced by all members of the Moore Science Temple. No member is put in danger of true, false, and total system of indicating order and harm the total system, because Allah is love. Act 4. All members must observe these holy and divine laws, and all members must obey the laws of the government, because by being a Moorish American, you are a part and impartial of this government, and must treat it like court. Act 5. This organization of the Moore Science Temple of America is meant to cause any confusion, or to overthrow the laws and constitution of the said government, but to obey his doctrine. Act 6. Group of all members must claim the nationality and constitution of people their nationality and divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and impartial of this said government, and know that they are American Negroes, colored folks, black people, and children. Because these names were given slaves by slaveholders in 1779 and lasted to 1865 during the time of slavery. But this is a new era time now. All men now must claim their three national names recognized by the government and live in the nations of the earth. This is we wild out of the way God of universal name, no God even prophet. Redeem the people from their simple ways. Most murders are descendants of the ancient Moabites, whom have northwest and southwest and shore of Africa. Accept. All members must promptly attend their meetings and become a part and partial order of uplifting acts in the Morris Science Temple of Samara. Members must pay their dues, keep an eye on all necessities in the Morris Science Temple of Samara. Then you are entitled to the faith. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband. Take care of your children. Look after the duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey fathers and mothers in justice to become a part of the uplifting form of humanity. All Morris murders must keep their hearts and minds filled with love and guidance to the water. This divine covenant from the Holy Prophet Noah Drew Ali, to the guidance of the Father God of love. Noah Drew Ali found Morris murder prayer. God, Father, universe, Father, love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. God is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen. More scientific remarks. Mailing address, P.O. Box 3887600, or Parkland Drive, Greenville, Maryland 20768. If this has to be from the Koran, read from the Divine Constitution bylaws in its entirety. Now we'll have read from the questionnaire edition law for more remarks by Prophet Noah. Act 1. Grand Chief governors and heads of all temples, all businesses. Each state temple must be approved by the Prophet Noah. Before acting upon by any member that it be financed properly, when in line like they will cost members sacrifice finance etc. It will cost supporting a group of members. In the form of the violate these laws and subject to be removed from his office under heavy restriction etc. by the Prophet or the Grand Chief. Act 2. All meetings are to be open. All meetings are to Act 2. All members are to attend their adapt meetings in the public meeting promptly. If a member found standing around the meeting period should be fined 50% on the first case, and on the second he will be fined $1, which is for your emergency fund. If a member is working as much dues must be paid. If he has money in the bank, he must subscribe for as much as he is able to the Morris Uplifting Fund, because it takes finance to uplift the nation. Act 3. Offering the divine due to every good member if he is able in finance to aid me and save the nation. If he does not, he is enemy to the cause of those people, and justice must get you. Let it be he or she according to love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. As I have power vested in my hands, and I will have to enforce the law in order to save the nation. Act 4. All members, while making a public speech, must not use any assertion against the murder flag or speak radical against the church or any member of any organized group, because we are to teach love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Act 5. All members must promptly attend their meetings and send their children to Sunday school. The teacher must confirm himself to the questionnaire, and that every member exercises 5 sense of who they do so, because outcome in Sunday school comes as guidance of the nation. Act 6. With us, all members must proclaim their nationality, and we are teaching our people their nationality and their divine creed, that they may know that they are a part and partial of this said government, and know that they are not Negroes, colored folks, black people, Ethiopians. But these men give the slaves or slaveholders in 1779. That's in 1865, during time of slavery. This is a newer time. All men now must proclaim the freedom and humanity to be recognized by the government which deliver the nations of the earth. This is who brought out the great God of the universal name, known God, the prophet, to redeem the people from the simple ways. Morris murders are descendants of the ancient Moabites who inhabit the northwest and southwestern shores of Africa. Act 7. All members must properly attend their meetings and become a part and a partial order of uplifting acts in the Morris Science Temple. Members must pay the dues, keep an eye on all necessities of the Morris Science Temple, then you are entitled to the name of faith. Husband, you must support your wife and children. Wife, you must obey your husband, take care of your children, look after duties of your household. Sons and daughters must obey father and mother, be justice, and become part of the uplifting form of humanity. All Morris murders must keep their hearts and minds filled with love and violence and no war. This divine coming from the Holy Prophet Noah Drew Ali, through the guidance of the Father God of love. It's on. It's on. It's on. The Holy Quran, the more scientific body, so the down the path, like no problem to our lead, like God and Father, God, Allah, the great God of the universe, to redeem man from himself and fall of faith and man back to high, like the Father, God, Allah. I'll read from chapter $25,000 pay certified. Design instruction from Holy Prophet. Chapter 25, Total Cost of Age Diagnosis. I'll read this for this time. Young children from father provides care, and the trust of their mother will give you son. Let bonds of affection therefore unite you with their brothers, and peace and happiness will dwell in the father's house. And you separation in the world, and no relation bind you to love and unity, and prefer not strangers before their own blood. If the brother is in the verse of the sister, if the sister is in trouble, forsake her not. So should the portion of the father contribute to support his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in love to each other. Islam. This time we take a moment of silence before I call the moderator up to tell us prayer. Islam, you got anybody out front or downstairs? Islam. This time we take a moment of silence. For all the brothers and sisters, people out there in need, for the love that we have for one another. Islam. This time I'll call Grand Chief Moderator of the Board Scientific Work from our John Bay to conduct the prayers. Islam. Islam. Let's pray.
Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, draw me. Amen.
Praise Allah. Who made it?
Allah.
Who is Allah?
Allah is the Father of the universe.
Can we see it?
No.
Where's the nearest place we can meet it?
In the heart.
Who is Noble Juwali?
He is Allah's prophet.
What's a prophet? What's the duty of a prophet?
To save nations from the wrath of Allah.
Who is the founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America?
Noble Juwali.
What year was the Moorish Science Temple of America founded?
1913 AD.
Where?
Newark, New Jersey.
Where was Noble Juwali born?
In the state of North Carolina, 1886.
What is his nationality?
Moorish American.
What is your nationality?
Moorish American.
Why are we Moorish American?
Because we are descendants of Africans born in America.
For what purpose was Moorish Science Temple of America founded?
for the uplifting of all humanity.
How did the prophet begin to uplift the Moorish Americans?
By teaching them to be themselves.
What is our religion?
Islamism.
Is that a new or is that the old time religion?
Old time religion.
What kind of a flag is the Moorish?
It is a red flag with a 5-point wings on the center.
What do the 5 points represent?
Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice.
How old is our flag?
It is over 10,000 years old.
Which is our holy day?
Friday.
Why?
Was Friday the day of man born in the flesh.
Who was Jesus?
He was a prophet of Allah.
Where was he born?
In Bethlehem, Judah, in the house of David.
Who were his father and mother?
Joseph and Mary.
Will you give in brief the line genealogy to which Jesus came?
Some of the great fathers through Jesus came upon Abraham, boys of Jesse, King David, Solomon, Hezekiah, and Joseph and Mary.
Why did Allah send Jesus to this earth?
Said the Israelites were behind him, oppression of the Philistine nations of Europe, who governed a portion of Palestine at that time.
Who was, let me ask you somewhat out of sequence. How long has that been?
About 2,000 years ago.
How long has that been?
About 2,000 years ago.
Where do we get the name Jesus? What does the name Jesus mean?
Jesus means justice.
Did the angel give to the child that was called Jesus a holy name?
Yes, it cannot be used by those who are slaves to sin.
At what age did Jesus begin to teach?
At the age of 12.
Where did he teach?
India, Africa, and Europe.
How long did he teach?
18 years.
Can truth change?
Truth cannot change or pass away.
Where's the Garden of Eden? What does Ethiopia mean?
Ethiopia means son of the Bible.
By whom?
By Muhammad.
Oh, that's good. Negro.
Name is to the west side of Balmoral because it contains black water.
Did Jesus say that he would return to conquer him?
Yes.
Has he finished his task of devouring? Well, the question is, has he finished his task of devouring?
Yes.
Who? And what? Don't change. The truth does not change. It doesn't matter what sequence it comes in. It is what it is. Don't let the sequence cause you to, because your Lord self is going to do that to you. You can be moving along, and all of a sudden here comes a change in sequence, and what happened? You'll find it difficult to adjust. Because why? You left the truth.
I guess from Grand Sheep, we was out of the rhythm.
Right.
Right. We used to the rhythms like behind each other.
Right. And that's good, because we do that to build up rhythm. But remember, black folks not always in rhythm. So we got to be able to make quick adjustments. And if you're thinking, you'll be able to hear it. Don't get so comfortable where you don't think that you're going to experience no change. Because all things are subject to change. Except what?
The truth.
Truth and a lie. That's right. That's right. Good. That's right. Look, I want to ask you a question. You know, there was a time in our history on earth when we had an ideal situation as far as our living conditions were concerned. We had an ideal society. A society that was as close to ideal as it could possibly be. And that was done in Spain. If you read the history of Spain, when we were at our height, that means there was a certain way of life that we were living. And that made Spain flourish. Endless possibilities of prosperity existed for our people. But our people were displaying a certain way of life, a certain character. And listen what he said. And that's found in the Morse Legend. I lost my place, so you got to bear with me for a minute.
page 10. Okay, now this is the setting. Let me set it for you so you can hopefully get a picture. The Moors or Mohammedans added to the beauty and grandeur of Spain. What's grandeur?
And those like beautiful.
Okay, beauty, he said that we added to the beauty and grandeur. So beauty and grandeur.
Raised into like under this highest heights.
That's in there. Yes, that's in there.
Grandeur, maybe extravagant.
Extravagant. Okay, that's good. Okay, but before we go any further, look the word up. Come on, baby.
It says the quality or state of being grand and magnificent.
And magnificent. Listen, now that's talking about what we created as a people. That's talking about the Moors having Spain. That's what we contributed to Spain. So that means if we did that, we had to be what? Thinking how? High. That's right. And, you know, beauty and grandeur comes from a higher way of thinking. And it goes on to say, for centuries, how long is a century? 100 years. For hundreds of years. For centuries, and that's with an S.
Yeah.
Art, science, literature, and chivalry flourished among them. The question is, what's chivalry?
It's like respect for.
That's right.
Love.
That's right. That's right. But it's very important that we pay particular attention to the word chivalry, because during this time, which caused that magnificence, was the fact that we emphasized chivalry. Come on,
And one thing
brother.
about something, anytime you create something, conditions have to exist.
That's right, brother.
And love will be one as well as other principles.
That's right.
Problem.
That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. It says chivalry flourished. That contributed to the magnificence and the beauty of the condition that we had created based on the way we were thinking. Now tell me something else about chivalry. One of the chief aspects of chivalry is a word. Moral. Moral is there, but it's another word. That's there, but it's another word. Religious. Religious, civil. Okay, yeah, no question. They're good words. But
Quality.
okay.
Protocol.
Courtesy. We were courteous. And because of our ability to be courteous, we created a condition that was a manifestation of the way we were thinking. And courteous means what?
Thinking of somebody else.
That's right. But it's a word. What is the word that is so kind? Yes, yes, yes. But
Regard.
unselfish. Yeah, that's all that's in there. But it's a word. Polite. That means we were polite to each other. We lived in a condition that we had created that manifested politeness.
Which is absent now in this time.
Of course.
Amongst each other.
Look, when we were polite, we knew how to treat women.
It's suave.
Come on,
That's why most women today, they say chivalry is dead.
it's dead. Just simple politeness. Now we got to be taught a deeper appreciation for women.
That's right.
Because we have got strayed away from appreciating our sisters. Yeah.
When you mentioned that, chivalry and polite, I think of respect.
Yes. Yes, 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 yes. You have to think of respect because respect is entwined in being polite and courteous. As a matter of fact, courtesy is the byproduct of respectfulness.
Come on.
Come on, man.
You know, the thought I was thinking about is the higher way of thinking.
Yes, man.
See, if all those qualifications are not being seen because of the level of thinking we're on at this time.
Right,
You know, chivalry is not really gone,
right,
but our level of thinking will not allow us to provide those
Right.
things because we are thinking in a way that chivalry doesn't exist.
right, right,
You know,
right.
Go ahead.
That's right, man.
so if we, as Moorish Americans, strive to raise our thinking on a higher way,
Right,
we will bring chivalry back.
right, right,
The chivalry ain't never go nowhere.
Right,
It's the
right,
people who
right.
created the conditions for it to disappear.
right, right. Chivalry, that's right. Chivalry must be resurrected.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking
Come on.
I was looking at the definition, one of the words that popped out and showed me was justice,
Yes,
principle.
yes, which is the principle. So what does that tell you? If we examine the conditions that we are finding ourselves in, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? We were here,
Yeah.
now we're here. We failed because of what?
Not far. Like
Lack of principles, that's right, what else?
Straying after the God.
Straying, what else?
Disobedience.
What else? No question.
We lost-
What else?
We lost confidence, so.
No question. Lost humility. That's right.
We turned away from our God.
That's right. That's right. And most importantly, we became hypnotized.
Come on,
about.
And when we became hypnotized, we fell under the hypnotic influence.
Okay.
And the influence was their teachings.
Come on.
And so we have been in a hypnotic state, accepting those teachings and creating conditions that bring about dishonor, disgrace, and disrespect.
Sir, could hypnotic fall under illusion?
Yes, yes, that's what being under an hypnotic state
Of mind.
entails. It's to put you, look, it's to put you in the state of illusion, but it's to also put you in under the subjection of the one who uses the science of hypnotism. Slavery.
Come on, Mo.
We accepted the fact that we were slaves. Listen at what they did. I mean, listen at what was done. You're a slave. You're a slave. You're a slave. You're a slave. And pretty soon, you become hypnotized. And because that's what you see. You see yourself as a slave, so you begin to become what you see yourself as being, based on what you have accepted.
That's being what you know.
Yeah, you saw the illusion, but what was it? I didn't know it was an illusion. And it appealed to the thought that you were ingesting. And we're trying to come out of that hypnotic state today. Therefore, he tells us, when I get you to thinking, come on, man. Yeah.
So this is part of the European psychology.
No question. No question.
This is mind subliminal thinking.
No question.
You know?
No question. No question. It's my teachings.
Come on.
See, these are my teachings. My teachings are for, of course you don't know, my teachings are for earthly salvation.
That's what he said.
No connection with spiritual salvation, but earthly salvation. And what is the law that governs earthly existence? The survival of the fittest.
Strongly divided.
Come on, Mo. Come on. That's the law. We've been ingesting a law that's foreign to us. And we have been forcing ourselves to make it work.
Yes.
And therefore, why must we make it work? Because I got to get mine. And if you are in my way, then you are disposable. I don't have no relationship with you, but y'all brothers. That ain't my brother. That ain't my sister. You see the hypnotic state and what it entails? So now, the only way that one can come from under that hypnotic state in a righteous way, they must what?
We knew their acts
We knew the acts.
and in their ways.
Yes, but primarily, they must be uplifted.
Uplifted.
Yes.
I was gonna say introduced to the truth.
That's true. Well, how else are you going to be uplifted?
Yeah.
But that's a nice way to put it. That's an excellent way to put it. Because for us to come from out of this state, you must be made aware of what?
Truth.
The truth, no question. But what else?
The illusion.
Yes, the illusion. But more importantly, who you are. So a program, which is great, was founded by a thought of Almighty God, Allah Himself, because that's the only force that's going to bring us out of this state.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, like I say, introduced to the truth, because we know the truth will make you free. But then I thought about, just because we introduced to the truth,
Yeah.
we have to accept
Yes.
the truth.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
we can be introduced to it
Yes.
and still accept the illusion.
Yes. There's no question. That's how deep a hypnotic state can make you. It can cause you to defend being in a hypnotic state.
Yes.
And all those who don't conduct themselves in a similar fashion in that hypnotic state, you say something's wrong with them. When you try to go the right way of that's in opposition to the hypnotic state, there are those who say, man, they crazy.
Yes. Yes.
That's what they said to Jesus.
That's what it
When
said.
he was trying to bring them from out of the hypnotic state, they said he's insane.
That's what he said.
He speaks as double speak. Those are only coming from the people who are still being hypnotized.
That's right.
And see, in that hypnotic state, what makes it so dangerous, you breathe. You breathe. What do you breathe? Yes. Hatred, slander, lewdness, murder, theft, and everything that harms. And guess what? You start to accept that as being normal.
Yes.
Come on.
I was thinking that, can't recall whether we had a conversation about this or not, but when we was raised,
Right.
our parents taught us a certain thing,
Right.
you know?
Right.
They taught us about God and doing the right thing.
Right.
But
Right.
when you in that state
Right.
of accepting that illusion,
Right.
you spoke about it breathes.
Right.
Now they take that state that they accepted of the illusion
Yeah.
and teach it to their little
Yes.
ones.
Yes.
And they grow up and
Yes.
teach it to their little
Yeah.
ones, and it continues to breathe.
But more, can't you see? And that's why it's so important that we understand how deep hypnotics are.
That's right, Lord. That's right.
That's right.
You got to understand the depth of being hypnotized and then being controlled by the hypnotist.
Prophet come to bring us a thought as you start. It's
No.
not a statement.
That's the piece, Mom. But you got to accept what he brings. Because if you don't accept what he brings, you continue to return back to that state.
That's right.
Come on.
Islam, and I was thinking the statement that the prophet said, I'm paraphrasing because I can't get it all, but he said, they said that what I put in them.
That's right, brother. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
You won't be able to get 100.
He
That's
said
right.
he said he still won.
That's what he said. Because he knew the power of truth. He just had to see that our people began to accept it.
And that was his mission.
Right.
You know something, bro, something else that I was just thinking about was, we have to see something wrong
Yeah,
with being hypnotized.
yeah, yeah,
For us to even be willing
yeah,
to give the prophet a chance.
yeah,
Because under that hypnotism, some of us has benefited
yeah,
earthly things.
yeah,
Now, even though we benefited,
yeah,
we may think the things
yeah.
make us successful.
Of course, yeah,
So, and the way they look at it, being successful is accumulating things.
yeah,
So, but we don't realize that we still have a problem
yeah,
because those things will have a beginning and they will have an end.
yeah,
And you're never going to be satisfied
yeah,
with accumulating things.
yeah.
So, to be able to hold on to something that doesn't change or pass away, you got to see something wrong
Yeah.
with where you're at.
Yeah,
And sometimes we're not willing to see it because of the things we have accumulated.
yeah, yeah. And remember something. In that state, they are materials that's used
Yes,
to keep you in that state.
that's right.
That's right.
That's real. That's
Come
real.
on now.
That's real.
And they have concocted it
You better man. You better
in such a way that you gain satisfaction from those materials.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Sister Johnson.
It's I'm in listening to what everyone is saying, it keeps going over in my mind what the prophet said about we do not wish to amalgamate.
That's what he's saying.
Come on.
Amalgamate is not just the marrying into, but it's also accepting the thought.
That's right.
And seeing that, and we have to really be taught as a people
That's right.
that we have worth,
Yes.
that we're okay
Yes.
as we are. We don't have to strive to be like.
Right.
Come on.
And part of that amalgamation is accepting the ways,
Yes.
Come on.
accepting the culture,
Yes.
accepting. I listen more and more to our younger people, our newer generation.
Yeah.
And when I have tried to talk to them
Yeah.
about a lot of this, one of the things I keep hearing over and over again is, oh, that's racist thinking. That's prejudice. That's bias. You know, people don't think like that anymore. You know, it's okay to love whoever, to be with whoever, to take on these things. You see, and because they just see it that, you know, in their terms, well, what's wrong with blacks and whites getting together and we're blended families now.
Right.
More commercials are showing so-called blended families.
Right.
But the blending of those families are not exhibiting what our people believe and have been taught.
Right.
It's what, as you say, they're teaching.
Right.
Even in the blending and in the accepting,
Right.
you know, we're taught that, you know, we are different nations on this earth.
Right. Right.
And every nation must worship under its own vine and fig tree.
That's right.
That's right.
It's okay for me to be myself and still get along with you, right? I don't have to give up, surrender what my foundation is
Praise God.
in order for you to feel like we okay,
Right.
or for it to be okay,
Right.
for you, we strive too much to try and not threaten
Right,
others around us.
right.
I see so many people, they stand on what they believe.
Right.
But we still want to compromise
Yes.
because we still are trying to fit in,
Right.
show that we're just as good as,
Right.
but in the wrong way,
There you go.
in that material sense.
Right.
Well, I'm gonna live on this street because I can afford it now, and I want one of them big houses too.
Right.
I can have that fashion, them clothes.
Right.
I can have that money,
Right.
and we're doing that at the expense
Right.
of being who we are.
Right. Right.
At some point, you don't even recognize who you are
Right.
because you have amalgamated so much to the point where,
That's right.
as some of them ask me when I'm talking about, well, who are we? Who are we today?
Right.
Yesterday we was Negroes, then we was Black, then we was African Americans. Now you kind of tell me we Moorish Americans. You know, who gonna be tomorrow?
Right.
You know, that's the attitude that a lot, and not just young people.
Right. Right.
That's a lot of still a lot of the attitude that is out there
Right.
about proclaiming and being who you really are.
And you know, when you are exposed to that, keep this in mind. They are still under an hypnotic state. And now, when you think about it, look how blessed you are to step out of that state. To be able to see a little something. So I see, I'm not going to behave like that. Because I'm understanding, based on what I'm taught, is that whatever thought I think, I create from. Whatever thought I think and energize, I create a condition from it. Even if I'm not thinking it out loud to myself, I can hold that thought in secret. And even in secret, I'm creating a condition that comes from that. That's because thoughts create. They are living things.
Yes.
And by us having a mind, that's where things are made of thought. Come on, Mark.
Sister John made me think about some subliminal
Suggestion, yes,
subliminal
Mom.
seduction, right?
Yes, Mark.
And I used to hear you say something a long time ago. We have to think about what we were thinking about.
Right.
But sometimes we can have thoughts
Right.
and don't give them, because they create conditions.
Well, that's right. But see, that's the science that they're using on us.
That's right.
That's what promotes the hypnotic state. See, they're scientists too.
Yeah. Just that moral side.
That's the thing. Right? Come on, man.
You know what, it's like Sister Jones was saying, you were saying, I'm gonna take a step back, you understand? And I'm gonna honor my father and my mother,
Yeah.
like the prophet said.
Yeah.
Now, I know the condition they were brought up under.
Right.
They accepted the fact that they were Negro, Black, and colored.
Right.
And the prophet said,
Right.
some of my best boys are still in the church.
Right.
You know, they did the best they could do under the condition they were
Right.
brought up under.
Right.
And they raised all of us up.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? They did the best they could under the condition they was brought up under. You understand? And Allah granted us a choice to make a decision which way we was gonna go.
Right.
They went their way.
Right.
See what I'm saying? And they chose to go after what they went after.
Right.
Because Allah blessed us to come here.
Well, that's the key. No. Look. No one is refuting the fact that they did the best they could do.
No.
But it's us
Come on.
that has made an advancement.
Yes.
That's an example.
See? And now we should start to be more assertive
Right.
Yes, sir.
in what we know to be the truth.
Yes, sir.
You know? Brother Alexander Black.
It's
praise the Lord, on 2 points. You know, Mo, I was sitting back yesterday, when we came from the memorial service.
Right.
One of the things I thought about, and this struck me, when we went to school.
Right.
See, everybody keep forgetting, that stuff started when you go to school. They start implementing stuff to you then, and you carry it out, not knowing it, but you start carrying out that hypnotic trance that they put you on. Because you start telling yourself what they tell you.
Yeah.
I'm these things.
Yeah.
But the prophet, he was wise and he was divinely prepared, ordained. It told us to redeem us from our sinful ways.
Right.
See, they did that so we would know things.
Right.
And they still have stuff.
Right.
But they do have some of our stuff that they
Right.
use against us.
Right.
So we have to always be aware
Right.
of what's going on.
Right.
And that's what they do.
Right.
They put you in that state and you may be like, what is this about? The prophet did what he had to do for a reason. To take you out of that state of mind and give you a brand new thought.
Right.
A higher thought, a better thought, and a better way of living.
Right. But remember, this started way before we went to school.
Yeah.
This was done because our parents didn't know.
That's right, that's right.
That's right. All school did was reinforce it.
There we go.
And of course, we were limited in how we fought it because they gave us all they knew.
That's right.
Come on, Sister Foster.
Islam. Every generation had their own way of thinking,
Yes.
Right.
and they learned different things.
Yes.
As different generations, like another 10 years, you won't think the same as somebody who was born 10 years ahead of you.
Yeah.
And it goes down that way.
Yeah. As long as you grow. See, because some people growth gets stunted. And they think they think today just like they were thinking yesterday. And they will justify it by saying, that's just the way I am.
Right.
You know? Come on.
You know, one of the things, Brother Leader, I was thinking, just listening. He said, if you can get one in the family, you did good.
Yeah.
And what I think about when I listen to that is somebody has to start breaking the chain.
Yeah.
Somebody has to break the chain.
Yeah.
You know, if you all have an opportunity to learn these teachings,
Yeah.
and you have children,
Yeah.
it is your obligation to strive to teach them what you are learning.
Right.
Hopefully they can hold on to it
Right.
so that they can teach their children. The same way they pass this information on to us, generation after generation, that's how the chain gonna get broken.
Mm.
And eventually we're gonna start thinking the way the prophet wants us to think.
Right.
But if you have the opportunity to learn this, you have an obligation to share it with those your loved ones, so that the chain can be broken. And if they don't break it, you break the part of you.
Right.
And at some point, we all will break the chain.
Right.
Because if everyone accepts what he bought, we can only think a certain way because what he bought is what's best for us.
That's it.
But see, the thing with I'm learning, we got to be real with ourselves to break the chain
Right.
before we can even think about breaking it from someone else. Because you can't tell somebody to do something you're not doing.
That's right.
Right. Yes, sir.
It starts with self.
Right.
Peace.
Peace. Cool. That's your hand.
Yes,
Come on.
it starts with our conduct and our character.
Yes.
Because it's no longer do as I say, not as I do.
Right.
That don't work no more,
That's right.
right? You have to show
That's right.
in your conduct and your character.
Right.
And the first teacher of our children is their parents.
Right.
That's the first teacher,
Right.
right? So we have to be careful how we even come across the street.
Right.
We have to go to the corner to show them that that's how you're supposed to cross the street.
Right.
Because they pay attention to all of that,
Right.
right? You go in the middle, that's how they gonna go.
Right.
Run across the middle, right? So we have to watch everything we say and do
Yes.
because they're watching us.
Right.
Not just our children,
Right. Right.
biological, but others as well,
That's right.
right? They
Right.
watch us,
That's right.
right? And they wanna see that difference in us.
Right.
They're looking for that.
Right.
They're hungry for it. And
keep in mind, Spain is a European country.
That's
You
right.
do know that Spain is a European country.
Yeah.
Okay. It says, let me start from the beginning again. Because this is a thought that the prophet is trying to allow us to ingest, see. The Moors or Mohammedans added to the beauty and grandeur of Spain. For centuries, art, science, literature, and chivalry flourished among them, while the rest of Europe was still sunk in the gloom of the Dark Ages.
Come on.
Still something.
In the gloom, because darkness brings about what?
Gloom.
What's gloom?
Sadness.
Sluggishness.
Sluggishness,
Murky.
murkiness,
Absence of light.
absence of light. Light in this case being truth. So now look, they are sunk in the gloom of the dark ages. Ages, not no 100 years. Ages. That means a period of a period not having any light. Now consider that as opposed to how it was when we were flourishing.
Yeah.
And see the difference, whereas instructions or being obedient to law. Look at the advantage of being obedient to law. In your obedience, you become a rapid thinker. Your thoughts speed up. You are exposed now to higher degrees of intelligence. Higher degrees of intelligence based on your capacity to understand the meaning of life. You begin to appreciate life. And in that appreciation of life, you start to treat people better. Come on.
It's about branching. I had a thought about, when you was talking about thinking and creating conditions.
Yeah.
Where is the condition in the land now where the outcome of Asiatic, they didn't pass this crime bill,
Yeah.
which don't do nothing but impress the Asiatic even more.
Right.
And the majority of the House voted for it.
Right. Right.
Except one brother.
Right.
Your brother over Southeast.
Right.
You got Trayvon or something?
But see, the only problem, and now we won't get political, but see, he got his problem.
Yeah.
Because of what he projects. So even though he may be a defender in moments, we look at his character and we say, well, that's just it. See, he hasn't established himself to the point whereas people look at him and they say, yeah, I'm listening to him.
Right.
I've seen enough consistency in his behavior to see that he's the message that he brings. But don't come to me talking to me objecting now with, man, your dirty joke. I mean, come on now. So yeah, I hear that. But
But
look,
the crime bill I was speaking on how it impresses
yeah.
unconscious Asiatic.
Yeah, but see, the crime bill is only reflective of the people who put that in place, who caused you to act and break the crime in the first place. That's crime bill can go but so far because it's not founded in truth. You know, so we're going to see a lot of bills come up now, but those bills can only be equivalent to the way or the thinking of the people who put them bills in place based on the thinking that have to govern the people that need the crime bill. And all that's coming from the kernel of evolution. All that's coming from is where the prophet explains to us in chapter 11. And this is where the kernel had its rise. That's the earthly law.
You know, Brother Lee, when you was just reading that paragraph from Moore's literature,
Yeah.
and you was talking about the bloom,
Yeah.
the thought came to me was uncivilized.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, we have to reevaluate what civilization is about.
Yeah.
See, sometimes we have a tendency to think civilization is about human beings.
Yeah.
But it's the behavior of conduct that you function under. Because when you are in darkness, you function under a lower way of operating.
Right.
So the behavior
Right.
of them at that time
Right.
was something you only could imagine.
Right.
Because everything was fair game.
Yeah.
From the way they ate,
Yeah.
from the way they took care of their hygiene,
Yeah.
from the way they lived in their homes.
Yeah.
You know, and if we're not careful, the more their thinking is lowered, and the more we accept their way of operating, and the more they present it to us, we'll start conducting ourselves in that same frame.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we'll be accepting their teaching.
Yeah.
Look at what they put out now. They put out. I mean, I'm not talking what they put out. They put out what they can put out. But if you're not careful, you will be accepting that as being fair game.
No question.
It happens right now. I mean, and I was thinking about it. I said, that's, you know, when you think about it, it's uncivilized.
Yeah.
When you are in a grander situation, you're thinking more higher, so you can see the difference in the civilization of treating people with respect.
Right.
You know, the treating one another like beasts.
Right.
You know,
Right.
I mean, it was, you know, and they show you.
Right. Right. Right.
You know.
See, they took this thing, and then we gotta go in the Koran. They took this thing to another level when they opened up social media.
Oh, better leave.
See, they realized that they had gotten to a point that it was risky if we didn't do something to pull them closer in.
Come on.
So they come up social media. And you know what they did in social media? Made it appear to you that it's all right to tell everybody your business.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
But Pandora is out the box. So see, it really don't matter what they do now because it's already been accepted. I can get on now social media and I got a beef with you and I can go at it with you, telling all my business to people I don't even know.
Yeah.
I don't even know these people. But one of the things that we were taught when we were coming up, you better not go out there telling nobody about what's going on in this house.
That's right.
Let me find out that you're telling somebody what's going on in here.
Mind your own business.
You see what I'm saying? So as you see, as this thing starts to unfold, and they know it's the end of time, I got to get as many of these people as I can to help to continue this story.
Yes.
You gotta keep them slave. You got to. There's nowhere in the world. How are you gonna be in charge once we realize that we ain't slaves?
Can't do it.
How you gonna do it? How you gonna justify doing what you do to me once I no longer accept that from you? Come on.
One thing I just want to think about is that, and that's why it's important we learn about our lower self.
Yeah.
Because we can help perpetuate
Yes. Yeah.
that behavior
Yeah.
by us participating.
Yeah.
And that's why I say he who knows well his lower self knows the illusions of the world.
Yeah.
So we have to be careful what
Yeah.
we do as conscious brothers and sisters.
Yes.
So that we don't continue to extend that way of thinking.
Yeah.
Because if we're not exempt from it, Brother Lee.
That's right. That's right. Well, it's apparent that we're not exempt from it. Look at who's projected to be our patterns.
Yeah.
Look who's projected as being our successful black people. Look at how they enhance the material gains of our black leaders. Don't you want to be like them? Don't you want a boat? Don't you want a plane? Don't you want all these luxuries in life? That's the devil saying, behold the world. Come on.
You know, a brother called me a couple of weeks ago and told me a professor was on WPHW talking about the prophet Dr. I said, Professor who? You understand? I said, what? I said, what does he know about the prophet? You understand? I called Kennard Bay because he was talking about how the prophet died. You understand? And I called Kennard Bay and I asked him, you know, is this the truth? You understand? He said, no, bro.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
And he bought me the literature so I could read it for myself. I got it right here.
Right.
You understand? So I said, well, this brother may call himself a professor, you understand? But he don't know the facts. You understand? And he on WPHW telling them people how the prophet died. You understand?
But that's not surprising. That's not surprising. You got a lot of people that's going to profess to know. That's their job. You got plants.
Yes.
Plants
Well,
from the government to profess to know.
Right.
But they're plants. They're plants to keep division amongst the ranks of the Moors.
There you go.
That's what they're there for. Some of these so-called intelligent guys, you know, I am and I don't am. Because I know why you're there. You're not there to bring nobody together. You're there to put some influence out. So that you can lead us like we have been misled in the past. But for all those that know the prophet, they know the sound of his voice. And if you know the sound of his voice, you know that ain't nothing but foolishness. No need to get upset because they want to try everything they possibly can to gain the advantage. You think they're not trying to gain the advantage over the way you think? You gotta be out of it yourself. These people thinking about control. You heard about European psychology? It don't sleep. It's usually the people that psychology is being used on are the ones that sleep. You got to wake up. Now, if you don't understand that this program is solely designed to awaken you, that's on you. That's what this program is about.
Come on then.
To awaken you, to get you to think for yourself.
Wake up, sleepy.
Come on, man. You can keep on running from it all you want, but your condition ain't gonna get no better. You can think of something else out there if you want. It ain't gonna get no better. Because that's not the program that's designed to help you to get better. Yeah, you may have flashes of doing better today than I did yesterday, but it's only momentary. Because it's going to change. It's going to change up on you. In the midst of security, it's going to reveal itself. And if you're following it, you're going to be revealed too. Key is, man, you got to make your mind up. And whatever it takes, I got to stay. I got to hold. Whatever it takes, whatever illusion presents itself to me, I got to be able to acknowledge the fact that ain't real. But how would you know if you're not being real yourself? You don't know this program. You don't know this. You don't know nothing about this movement if you ain't been being what the movement projects.
listen.
You got to be this to know this. You don't know this unless you be this. And you can only be this when you renew your acts. That means change. You're not willing to change, you will remain in a state that he found you in. Yes, you may have some sayings of Prophet Noble throughout, and you may be able to show your familiarity but you can't show that you know it. I bet you can't show that. Oh, you sound like it. Yeah, okay. But you sure can't fool me because you ain't showing me that you know it. You showing me that you know of him. That's a big difference. Come on, man.
I just wanted to add to that part about controlling social media.
Yeah.
Recently, they did a ban on TikTok.
Yeah.
And I found that the ban was about control because on that particular platform, a lot of information is allowed to be put out.
Yes.
Whereas the other social media sites, they can control
Right.
and flag and say this is false.
Right.
So, but on TikTok, they've been releasing a lot of information that they can't control, that they need to get out.
Right.
So that's key that you said that. And then also recently, Russia just dropped that thing about the Asiatic Jesus.
Yeah. Well, look, I'm gonna make the Europeans tell the truth, and Russia is sure Europeans. So as we talk about these things, you can see the prophecies being fulfilled. Yes, sir. So you need, or what I suggest, or what I recommend to you, is to familiarize yourself with the prophecies. So as you see these things, you can start, or you can understand what's taking place so that you know what you really need to start doing. It's not like he has not given us the picture of what is to come. It's not like he hasn't told us about the food. If you are listening, and you can get some stations that tell you about what's going on in other countries, it's amazing how much food shortages they are talking about. I mean, mass food shortage. That's starting here, but it has to transfer over here because we get food from there. And he said it's going to be a famine in the land. So we got to get ready. You go to the store now, you see how much stuff costs? Well, it's going to cost even more. If it's available. Because see, let me tell you, they're going to pick from the top.
You better believe it.
We're going to get what one was down.
That's right.
Get your 90-day supply, man.
Because if you don't realize, all you have to do is look at what we just came through with that pandemic. When we were struggling and fighting each other over water, if you went to certain neighborhoods in certain areas, water was stacked up to the ceiling with no limit. So they're going to make sure, but the thing about it, what I think about it, is that we have to prepare. And we got to stop relying on that way of thinking to make sure to give us what we need for ourselves. Because that's what made us have that great mind that we had in Spain. We have to use it.
Well, as long as we depend on somebody else, we're slaves. Come on now, Mo.
Come on.
Get that through your head. I don't care how good you think you're doing. If you are reliant on someone or something else that you are not in control of, you are a slave to it.
That's it.
That's technology. Because I believe we are all slaves to technology. We got away from teaching how to grow our own, how to, develop things on our own. Because technology is not dependable. It can break down. How you gonna feed yourself if you don't know how to pull out a frying pan, how to make your own, take flour, make your own bread and things like that. We done got so dependent on technology, it has taken over our mind. Only thing working is this finger.
Because you know what? I remember when I had to remember all the phone numbers that I needed. Exactly. And now I'm solely dependent on the phone. I mean, for real. Think about it. Do you see how we were and we're solely reliant on a man-made object.
Come on, man.
So people lose them phones, they act like it's the end of the world.
Hey, Mo, I left mine at home the other day and realized when I was thinking for real. I started thinking. And I started thinking about everything that could happen to me right now. And I can't call nobody. But I mean, look at the thoughts that come from that. But all this stuff is by design. Because they want you to say, you can't make it without your phone.
They had this study where they was paying families to disconnect from their phone for a certain amount of time.
Yeah.
Just to see how they function and operate.
Yeah.
Well, you know, one thing too, bro, we have not developed our skill set to communicate
Right.
because of the phones.
Right.
You have people right across from one area to another, and they'd rather send a text
Right.
than to go over there and just have a general conversation. I mean, it's sickening. I mean, it's sad.
No, it's sick.
It's sickening. I mean, and then we don't know that it's a breakdown. Because we're going through a machine which God gave us the ability to do for each other is to communicate.
Right. And it tells you that in the band of society.
Yes.
See, to tell you something else that's funny. I used to take pride. When we were, I have to refer to what it used to be, so you got to bear with me with that. During my time, it was a sense of pride to be able to walk up to a young lady and talk to her.
Oh yeah.
Verbally communicating.
Right. Yeah.
Face to face.
Yes.
It was a sense of pride to know that you had the ability to do that.
Right.
But now, that's lost.
Mm-hmm.
I done seen people can't talk to people face to face,
Yeah.
but they can do it by text.
Mm-hmm.
See the substitution coming in?
Yeah.
And in the substitution, what do? You get away from it.
Yeah.
And if you get away from human exchange, the human becomes more foreign to you. And it's more, and as it gets more foreign, you find it less, your ability to communicate with someone else is put on the back burner. Now I don't know how to talk to nobody. You lose all skills. But that's just to, not to bring it down to you. But you have to understand what's taking place. Because it's not going to get no better. Yeah. Not going to get no better. And if you can sit around and think that somebody's going to be elected and make it better for you, you are fooling yourself. Because if you can't tell that you're being lied to, bamboozled. Yeah. If you can't understand, your acceptance of it is what keeps you in a certain state, then you will remain in that state until you understand that where you are is by what you have chosen to be. So look, let's go here real quick. Okay, look, it's chapter 19. Jesus appears, fully materialized, to the eastern sages in the palace of Prince Ravana in India. The Magian priests in Persia, 3 wise men speaking praise of the personality of the Nazarene. Now what we got to do, because we really have been talking about earthly things and the earthly psychology. Now for us to make the transition to go up, we got to make a transition. That means we're leaving one state, going to another. Now it may be somewhat difficult to do because we spent time in identifying the manifestations. But now we're going to deal with situations unmanifest. And it's important that this is pointed out to you because we must come to the realization that in life there is transitions. We transition from one state to another. And in the transition, we must be able to identify when we go from here to there. You hear what I'm saying?
Right.
You gotta be ready to make, you're leaving one plane for another. All right. Ravana, Prince of India, gave a feast. His palace in Orissa was the place where men of thought from all the farther east were wont to meet. What does that mean? A custom or practice. Right. So Ravana, he has this gathering, and the gathering consisted of who? Who did the gathering consist of?
Men of thought.
Men of thought. Men of thought. Men of thought. Now think about the thought. Or think about the thoughts that were thought and the condition that existed. Remember, who are they entertaining? Jesus. They are entertaining a love thought. And men of thought are gathered there. And in the gathering, and Jesus being present, what do you think they're trying to do?
They're trying to tap into the thought that he has.
Some are trying to tap in, but some are also trying to challenge.
Dispute.
Yes, because remember, man is truth and falsehood shall be mixed. Sometimes he's willing to go in this direction, but other times he has a contrary self. Sometimes he questions.
Right.
Sometimes he debates.
It's not a branch.
Yes.
What I'm getting from the end of this, the title of this chapter is, when it's all said and done,
Yes.
there's been three wise men speaking in praise
Yes.
of what Jesus, the discussion we had.
Yes.
But we talk here, the first personality.
Yes. Yes. Because the personality, what is your personality? What type of, if someone was to say, you know so-and-so, you would describe their personality.
Yes.
Or you may be identified by your personality.
Right.
Characteristics.
The representation of yourself at that time.
Representation of yourself at that time.
I'd say the outer manifestation of the inner way that you think.
I hear that. I can hear that too. The outer manifestation of the inner way that you are. Or the outer manifestation of an aggregate of qualities. Okay? Which is your character. Your personality is a reflection of your character. Your character is being built on what thoughts you choose to use to become that.
Your sense of state.
Yeah, you say, yeah. Come on, Mark.
That's why I said the way of thinking and behavior.
Yeah. All that. So that means people identify you by your personality.
And those are your personal qualities.
Oh yeah, your quality.
Can I ask a question from you?
Yeah.
Would it be also safe to say a consistent
Yes.
way of presenting yourself?
Yeah, well remember now, they also identify your inconsistent way.
Right. Well, and I mean by like, if you go to a point and you always come off as a group,
Right,
that's the way you represent yourself
Right.
consistently.
Right.
So people identify you by that behavior.
Right, right,
Even though there's some good maybe in you,
right,
but this is the way you present yourself.
right, right.
And that's what I meant by the consistent
Yeah,
part.
yeah. And you know, and the consistent part when they call you shaky.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know so and so, that's a shaky joke.
Yeah. You go, okay.
That's his personality.
Come on, Dan.
Islam, I just looked the two up.
Yeah.
And it says, while character and personality influence one another,
Yes,
character refers to our values,
yes,
and personality describes how we behave.
yes,
Okay.
yes,
Praise the Lord.
yes. So, now, the question is, what are your values that affect your personality? What's your value system?
Come on. Your principles.
If you establish them.
Yes.
It works both ways.
That's right.
Yeah. What I'm saying about not necessarily being consistent with the higher value, you have low values too.
That's right.
That's right.
That's why the problem say we gotta build up character.
That's right.
We also did it whatever
Right,
we do,
that's right.
we gotta build
So
it up.
those
Both ways consistent.
Right.
Yeah. But the whole meaning for this discussion is to get you a picture and looking at yourself.
Right.
That's what the whole, that's the purpose of this discussion today is, to get you to look at yourself.
But you can look at yourself in the mirror, can't you? Different points of view.
You see a reflection.
Yeah, you can look at yourself.
But that ain't you.
Right.
That reflection ain't gonna do nothing but reflect. You know? People look in the mirror and refuse to see what it is. What's that? What's well, I'm looking, that ain't me.
But they looking at themselves. If I look in the mirror at me,
Right.
I'm looking at me, because I'm concerned about me. Because I know that me as an individual, I have a very negative attitude. So I'm looking at me, and I got my picture right here, and I'm trying to work on me.
But in doing that and looking at you, you're looking at illusion.
Right. I know
No.
I'm looking at illusion, not because I know I'm looking at me. I'm trying, see, what I'm saying to you is, I'm trying to be real
Yeah.
with me
Yeah.
as an
Well, you
individual.
won't see yourself with these.
You know, if I got my picture right here, Jones,
Your
baby,
picture, no, you don't see yourself with these. Everything you see with these are a reflection.
I know it's a
So
reflection.
you have to see yourself with this.
If I look at my picture, that's me. Walker Hill. If I look in the mirror, that's Walker Hill, but I got to get it up here.
Man is not the body.
No, but remember what we said. We have to accept where they are along the way.
That's what I'm saying. I got to accept myself along the way how I am.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta see it. That's how she see it.
That's right.
That's how I see it. That's what I'm saying. That's how I see it.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let me ask you something since you up there throwing this out and you saying it. How do you see me?
Like,
Come on, let's get
I
real
see
with it.
Okay, let's get real.
How you see me?
Let's get real.
Tell me, because I don't know. I'm trying to learn.
Look, this is how I see you now.
I'm trying to
Wait a minute.
learn.
The way I see you now is what you're manifesting. It's based on the way you're thinking. And that is being aggressive, trying to make one to accept what you say you see and not hear what may help you to really see.
That's what I'm saying. See, I'm so aggressive
Yeah.
that I ain't hearing it. You understand what I'm saying?
Oh, I see that.
So if I want to, see, Jones, baby, listen. So if I'm here and I know that I'm not, how can I put it? I know that I'm not hearing it
Right.
and I'm not grabbing it,
Yeah.
then what I'm supposed to do?
You know what? But you know why is it, Cat?
Come on, man, tell me, because I don't know.
You know what? You know what it is? You hear it. You may not accept that.
Okay, that's all I wanted to know.
But you hear it.
Right.
Yeah.
See, a lot of people, people do like this.
Yeah.
They don't want nobody to tell them who they are. They don't, oh yeah, I'm this macho. They don't want nobody to, like you telling me, well, look, sister, you got to get it up here. And right now you real aggressive. So that's what I need to hear.
Okay.
You understand? Maybe I wasn't saying it right when it first started off.
No, I
Maybe I wasn't saying it right when it first started off. Probably wasn't, because like this is.
I was trying to keep it humble.
See, I understand. But see, Jones, I'm saying this is because I'm doing this because of me. This is what I need. I ain't worried about nobody else up in here. This is what I need in me to get myself together. See, when I be sitting there, I be listening to you.
I know you listening.
I be listening to you. I be listening to you. I just think I'm all that, but I'm not all that.
But you know, I'll tell you something. I can appreciate your honesty.
I gotta get honest with myself.
Look, I have always known you to be honest. And it is truly a pleasure to have you back.
It is truly a pleasure to be here. See, like people say, you got to go to the higher self. I let the lower self take me all the way out that door right there when I should have stayed right in here. You understand what I'm saying? So now I'm here. So this is what I got to deal with.
Right.
See, I'm going to be honest here. A lot of people coming in, oh, girl, you know, I don't care. This is what I need right here.
You know, you say this and then you know what? But if you have to go out to learn that, then you went where you can solve the problem. Once you solve that, I came back. You gotta realize this is what I learned.
That's all I'm saying. Because I know you get up there, you be telling us everything that's right, but some of us be like, man, that man don't know what he's talking about. Y'all know y'all do. That man don't know what he's talking about. I'm going back out there. And soon as you come back in and you sit right up there, tell the truth, and you see him, you look at it, coming right through the door saying, now I just told them that they needed to be in here, and they went out there, they came all the way back in. Be real with yourself. Stop faking. They need to stop faking, because a lot of them come, oh man, I'm gonna do this. They go right out that door, and they go right out that door, and when they get out that door, they know that's ain't what's happening. Then they come right back in here, and then you got to get up there, and you be looking like this. Oh yeah, he went out there. Yeah, he was out there, but he back now. I'm glad he back. Come on, man. Am I right? Am I wrong?
Well, you know what? That is enough for me today. You have given me my full.
Because when I came back, Prophet's birthday, I went over there to your wife and this one here and all. Didn't I, y'all? I see I came in peace. Did that? Mm-hmm. Come on, and they know I had an attitude and I was arrogant and I thought I was all that, but I ain't all that. So, I mean, you know, get real with it. I mean, you right, though, because I love you to death. You're right. Because you and your wife seen through me. She know I got good intentions. She came and pressed my hand. Glad to see you, sister. Come on.
Yeah, we'll need her like that.
Help like everybody else. I need help, too. And I felt so bad. I was up there last Sunday. Where that little girl at? That little girl got up there. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, she was kicking it.
Okay. Peace. Peace. Islam. And Sunday school and Koran class. Our young they gave us a very enlightened class. He always
does. Let's praise God for sending them to us. Allowing him to give us this information that we need to work with. This time, I'm gonna call the assistant grand governor, Sister Columbia, Sister R. Jones Bay. I apologize, Sister D. Jones Bay. Read proclamation.
Islam.
Islam.
I give praise to Allah and honor to His holy prophet, Nufu Ali, and honor to this Sunday school and Koran class. Praise Allah for it. Prophet warns all Muslims, governors ordered to read proclamation at each meeting. I hereby inform all members that they must end all radical, agitating speeches while at work, in their homes, or on the streets. We are for peace and not destruction. Stop flashing your cards to Europeans. It causes confusion. Remember, your card is for your salvation. Failure to obey these orders will be of severe consequence. We are for love, truth, peace, and freedom, and when these principles are violated, justice then must take its course. Any member or group of members who hold malicious feeling towards the temple or the prophet or violate the divine covenant of the Moorish movement will receive their reward from Allah for their unjust deeds. All true Moors will and must obey the law as laid down to them by their prophet. If they lose confidence in their prophet, they should turn in their card, button, cease wearing their turban or fez, and return to the state where I, the prophet, found you. This is a holy and divine movement founded by the prophet Nubu Ali. And if the prophet is not right, the temple is not right. The prophet, therefore, is sending out the divine plea to all Moorish Americans that they do their part in protecting their prophet and the temple. This is an everlasting movement founded by the prophet through the will of Allah to redeem his people from their sins by order of Prophet Nubu Ali. Peace.
Peace.
Islam.
Islam.
Yeah, that is class for today. We're gonna have 2 baskets passed.
Allah, the Father of the universe, the Father of love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Allah is my protector, my guide, and my salvation, by night and by day, through his holy prophet, Drew Ali. Amen.